like a gymnast. Oh, look at that. Good job. You got it. Woo! Oh, yeah.
My butt hurts.
Your butt hurts?
My butt.
Did you say your butt hurts? Are you taking the seat adjuster up your butt?
I was alive.
Oh, okay. All right. Didn't need to know that. Good day, everyone.
Happy Thursday.
No, it's Wednesday. Today's Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same day.
No. All right, where did I put the keys? Hold on. Put it in. Press the brake. Hey, we got a camera.
It's gonna explode.
So today, it's been a weird week. Not gonna lie, it's just been a weird week. Not a lot going on. Actually, a lot has been going on.
A lot going on.
What's up, Haley? And I don't know why. We just, for some reason, never got onto Instagram. Which I'm sorry. My fault. But today, end of the day, we're just finishing up this F-150. We're adding in a backup camera, and you know, it's funny. Anytime somebody brings in a car like that, where it's just what you would surmise is something very simple, like taking out a backup camera, putting a new backup camera in, and you know, whoever put the old one in or did all the old wiring, you know, was a
it was not certified.
Was a madman. It definitely was not certified. And so, you know, to say this looked like spaghetti, that's being mean to a bowl of spaghetti, because we all love spaghetti or pasta or.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you know, this guy was just not good. Not good. Either way. So then you got to kind of straighten it out, right? Because you need to tap into it. So you kind of have to have something that doesn't look terrible. So anyways, that was today's project. One of today's projects. This is actually project number 2. So just getting this all straightened out and getting a new backup camera in there, because his was dead. And yeah, so because there again, more than likely, when someone brings in a car and they want us to do something to it, it's not up to our standards 100% of the time. And you know, now we're gonna be having to figure out, it's just not a good thing. It's just not good. So anyways, Fernando's gonna finish zip tying this thing into place, and we'll get this thing out of here. And with that, let's kind of finish putting my tools away. Let's just kind of like go through what's been happening here since the weekend. Little totes from Target. These are a must-have. If you guys aren't using them for doing installation, you should get them. They're cheap. You don't feel bad when you break them because they're cheap. Fernando beats the hell out of them, so I got to keep buying more of them.
Why only me?
Yeah, anyways. Because you were laying on them. Taking in the butt. So anyways. X-Carve is still sitting here on the floor. We did unbox the vacuum table. I went to do it the other day, so like we have some of the runners that are part of it. And as soon as I got it apart and was ready to put it back in or start doing it, Paul's like, oh, we got an install. So, hopefully this weekend or this week or, yeah, we got a box going off. Hope you guys liked the Mic 1 video this morning. If you didn't check that out, that's really cool. Next week, we're going to start a series on this guy. So this is the LX 500.4, and we're going to go through and talk about this amplifier because like I feel like the 7-channel is like, we did the 7-channel, we did the 850.1, which is super popular amplifier, But the 4-channel is the one that always gets forgotten, right? Because it's just a 4-channel. People buy 4 channels just because they need a 4-channel. They don't really think about it much past that, right? I was thinking about it, and I was like, we should review the 4-channel because I know nobody is going to talk about that. Hello, what's coming in? I don't know. I think tomorrow we have a 300Z, like an old 89. So we'll be working on that. What car or truck is coming into the bay? Yeah. So I think tomorrow is a Z that we'll be working on for a couple days because it's just going to be slow going. But definitely we'll tune in tomorrow. All right. So other things that have been happening here. Last night we filmed the mic 1. That's why you got the video today. Is we filmed the mic 1. While we were doing the mic 1, we were also doing some testing on the SB circuit because Volkswagens, which this is Fernando's radio, Volkswagens have an SB amplifier into them. And so we were on the phone with Brad, our good friend Brad. We all know Brad. And we had our oscilloscope out and we were looking at the SB output of this radio because they want to do some testings. He actually built his own SB amplifier. And so now he wants to see what this does. But we were doing testing to see, does it have it before we ship it to him? And also, if we hook it up to a DSP and the signal passes through it, what does it look like on the other side? Is it fixing it? Is it okay? What is happening? So we did a lot of that testing last night, which is fantastic. And we got some really cool results that we weren't expecting. And so we'll talk more about that later because hopefully we're going to do some videos and stuff on that in the future. One of the cool things that we did do Monday is this. So we all know how much I want to get rid of those. Like, I hate that. I don't want to see it anymore. I feel like we're doing so much to everything else and that's still cluttered and looks nasty. And so this needs to be cluttered and look nasty. Actually, these are A-pillars for a Toyota so that we can work on doing these to them so that we can add tweeters to a vehicle that doesn't have the option for a tweeter. So like this is a Chevy. We've done these now in other Chevys. So this is, we can do A-pillars for a reasonable amount of money. So that's cool. These are, we're just dealing with cars that we know we have questions about. So I ordered a set of Toyota Tacomas. So we'll do those next because they don't make an option for that. But this guy here, whoo. So this is the new home of the heat shrink. So unfortunately, like I think Metra gives them to us on these bigger rolls. So we had to 3D print some extensions, which is cool. So to bring it out from the wall an inch. The Electroduct spools fit fine. So eventually we'll just switch out to Electroduct, but I kind of like this, having it just a little bit of room just in case, because every now and then they do send us big spools. And then this was a test to see what this would look like. So we built one, and so now I need to build a second one to go here. And then I ordered 2 more so we can fit one here and one here. So I have 2 more of these coming in Tuesday. And so that'll be probably TechFlex will go here and all the wiring will go there. So excited. And then we'll move the hot knife will come out here. These are gonna eventually, there should be a second one at some point, and then this will move up to this height because this is actually kind of low. So we're gonna lift them up to here, and then we'll have the hot knife that sits here and link to tool drawer. We're working on it. Or just text me and I'll send you a link. These are actually pretty, these are like $50. They're cheap. That's why I ordered 2 more of them. So the goal is to get rid of, or at least thin this out. So like put this where it's easier to get at, because it really gets in the way of my trash can and kind of annoys me. So that'll be that. And then of course, the joy of joys will be getting rid of this stuff here on the wall. Oh, I hate this stuff. So we're getting closer. We're getting closer to getting rid of this mess. And then the last will be to get rid of all of this. I haven't figured out, the reason why this is still here is, for one, the cabinet is like $250 for a cabinet, which is, it's not bad, but it's still kind of like, and most of this is empty anyways, But what I haven't figured out is, do I want to put it there or do I want to put it in the drawers? Because like a lot of this stuff, like this. So like this is some of the stuff now. Like we have fuses. These are all like backup camera bolts. So like the backup cameras come with a bag of bolts. We just put them in here because these are all M6 bolts. And they're really nice nuts, bolts, washers. So we actually recycle a lot of this. These are butt connectors. We never use these. And what I do is I actually just store them here, and then eventually I just take them over and I give them to Paul because I don't want them. We use these now all the time. So these are our new tweeter. We have it in a 2-channel and a 4-channel. We don't use the 4-channel as much anymore because we have the pack version of it that comes with that. And these are just random. This is the stuff the AudioControl comes with, and so like this is just a catch-all for that, and then we'll go through it. And these are emergency 90s and some rivets. So, but fuses, that's important stuff. And then this one, so, this is storage. So this is like when we order these like 1,000 at a time or 2,000 at a time, and they just need some place to go. So they go into this drawer here, and they go into this drawer here. So this is literally just storage. So all of this could probably go in a big drawer, but most of those are filled up because this is like tools and stuff. And that's filled with tools. This is all the Milwaukee stuff that we put here. So this is the stuff that we typically use here, and I just don't want to see it. Like that's honestly, this is on borrowed time because I don't know why it's still there. It needs to get put into here, but it hasn't yet. So, and then like rags and dusting and shit, cleaning stuff. But this is nothing. Like there's nothing. This can go someplace else. There's really nothing here. So this would be a really good place to put like butt connectors, and because we use maybe 10 butt connectors a year. So it makes it hard to want to put them in an expensive case. Sorry. I have an Alpine PDX V9 amp waiting to put into my 2017 Tahoe stock head unit. Does AudioControl make something that works best for? Okay, so that depends. 2017, the PDX V9, it's going to be hit or miss on whether or not that amplifier is going to work the way it's supposed to in that car. I don't remember what the voltage range on a PDX V9 was. You're going to need to check that, make sure that it'll handle up to 15 and a half volts of input power, because that's what those cars will spike out at, and they do cause the older amplifiers to hate life. Like we can't put a Kicker Q class in there, which is about the same era as the PDX V9, because the amplifier will just shut down and go into overload protect. So you need to get the spec sheet for that and make sure that it'll handle up to 15 and a half volts of power. So like the 14.4, that kind of thing, because that car spikes out at 15 and a half volts. Now, if you're lucky enough, and it does, because I don't remember, there are two things. If it has a Bose system, yes, there's a Pack Amp Pro that is available for that'll allow you to put that in. If it's not Bose, then what you're going to want to do is head over to metraonline.com, and Metra is going to make a high-level to low-level adapter with basic DSP built into it. You're going to want to buy that. The reason why you're going to want to buy that is because it will control the door chimes. Anytime you have a Chevy vehicle, the door chimes come through the speakers, and it goes bong really effing loud. And so you need something that will take charge of that, and the Metra piece will do that, and it works fantastically. That's the only thing we'll use, other than just putting a new radio in the dash, which is understandable why you don't. It's Tahoe, I get it. Probably has the motorized screen, and that's 24 to 25, maybe almost $3,000 to do. So if it's Bose, Pack. If it's not Bose, Metra. That's the solution there. Those tweeter plugs, male and female, yeah, they're just little things. Went on Amazon, typed in, male and female connector, 2-channel, and so you have this little guy here, and you have this little guy here, and that's it, little cutie. We use these for backup cameras and tweeters. That's really the only thing we use them for. That's why they're the wire doesn't matter. 12-volt news. Have you used the TX30? Probably pain to solder. Yeah, we have TX30s. So, all right, check it out. So is this the TX30 or is this the TX60? This is a 60. This is a 60. These are cool because you can mount these. That means the 30s. The 30s are over here still because I haven't figured out where I want them to live. These little guys right here. Yes, they suck. Now, the easiest way to do something like this, to solder these, is to make something for them to sit in. Now, this guy is fantastic for just that. This has a bunch of holes, as you can see. So this has your TX60, both male and female, your TX90, both male and female, the T Mini. It has a bunch of wiring. I don't know why it has those. And then it has these screws here on the side. And so you can take this guy, you can put it right there like this. And now you have something that can hold it, and you can solder the leads in, and everything is great. So, and this is up on DNF Toolder. It comes in a couple rainbow of colors. Like I have a red one, Fernando has a blue one, and they just sit right there, and that's what we use them for. Currently I have Rockford Fosgate T3 components, but looking to upgrade. Any recommendations for equal or better? So the T3 is how Rockford explained this to me years ago was it go every other. So T1 and T3 were the pairs along with T5. So go T1, T3, T5 were performance, sound quality. T2, T4 were loud, earth-shattering. So if you have a T3, it's got a silk soft dome tweeter, more than likely. And I would look at Morel. If you're looking to upgrade, maybe check out some Morel stuff. Or maybe I would look at Morel. I would definitely look at Morel. That just go there. Epic 4, got it for my son's Liberty. It has the Epic Big 4 bandpass controls. Did I get a one of? Okay, hold on. Got the Liberty. It has the Epic Big 4 bandpass controls. Okay. Did I get a one off? It's a good question. Probably not. Because I think you're thinking of something else, which would mean we probably need to do a video on... Okay, where's our Epic 4? Hold on. Epic 4. Right here. Alright, let's see what we got. Input mode. Gain. High pass. I don't see anything that says bandpass. Big 4 I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's not on here. So there's a diagram of the controls. And it doesn't show a bandpass crossover. Because the other side is all power. I don't know what we got, maybe. I don't know. Cool, I need them for my tweeter paws. There you go. That's a clamp. Other guy, yeah. Sure. Hey guys, Iowa Mike. Can I use a key lock? Can I use a key lock for power? Can I use a key lock for a power loaded sub and a key to 100.4 to OEM radio? Yes. So actually use the key lock out of the factory radio. That's going to be your high level to low level. And then you're going to go out of the key lock to your power loaded sub and the 200.4. Because the 200.4 has an acoustical RTA, which means it's going to tune the car acoustically, but it will not fix anything electrical. So if the car has any electrical anomalies like over EQ'd or filters that aren't supposed to be there that are going to make the acoustical DSP suck, or RTA to DSP suck, you would use a key lock to do electrical correction. So front output into both devices, and life is good. You can do that. Lexus GS with ML, Mark Logan system, where to grab signal for remote turn on at amp or at push to start button. Okay, remote turn on. That's a funny one because realistically, if you have a modern piece of equipment, it does not need a remote turn on. Most new amplifiers that have been built in the last, let's say, 5 years have auto turn on, and the auto turn on is gotten by using DC offset. DC offset is a 6-volt carrier wave that passes over the speaker line. So it's basically the rail voltage is in there, and it's right there. So if you take a voltmeter and set it to DC, put your ground to the ground of the car, put the positive into, it doesn't matter, the positive and negative of the speaker. If you see on your meter anything that says 6 volts, you have DC offset. And if the amplifier has a high level input, it is going to be looking for that DC offset in most cases. Most amplifiers just automatically, if you select high level, automatically are looking for the DC offset. So even Rockford here has a switch to turn it off, because in some cases you have to go high level and you do need an accessory, because if you don't have 6 volts, you want to turn it off so you don't get false alarms. But the likelihood of actually having to go get a turn on nowadays is pretty thin. That's also like when you look at like the audio control pieces, GTO trigger right here, remote in, GTO or great turn on, or audio sense. So if you put it on GTO, it's automatically going to know to look for that 6 volts on speaker input. It'll automatically turn this on, and then you use remote out here to turn on your device. So this is sort of if your amplifier doesn't have a good high level to low level built into it, you can use this, you can use this, you can use this, or any of the LC products. But there again, like the LC7i has it. But most amplifiers all have signal sense turn on built into them. So very rarely when adding an amplifier do you actually need to go get that. So, and the DC offset actually works really well because it turns on and off with when the radio actually turns on and off, not when the car turns on and off. So that helps you to avoid any pops or buzzes or any weird things that happen, because your factory radio actually will turn on or start to turn on when you unlock the car most times, unless you have like proximity, and then it'll do that. So the amplifier will already be on and ready to go, which is great. And then when you shut off your car, it's going to wait for the radio to shut off. And so you don't get any, the likelihood of getting turn off pop is really thin, because it waits until the signal is dead and then it shuts off, as opposed to shutting off while the signal is still there. On AudioControl website, it has a new Epic Big 4 amp. Check it out. It has bandpass controls. I will definitely check it out because we don't have one. I might have to make a phone call. For aftermarket amp, bypassing... Okay, yeah. So we covered that. All right, cool. Thanks. Helix amplifier or JL Audio VXI? I'm going to go Helix. And for a selfish reason. I don't like the input plug on the JL Audio VXI, your RCA ins. It's a nightmare. If you're going to be doing like a Toslink input and you don't have to use that, then it's anybody's guess. I do feel like Helix probably has a more up-to-date DSP than JL. JL really hasn't done a lot in recent times. They put a lot of effort into the Tune Max, which is cool, but Max Tune, sorry, but they really haven't done much in the way of updating the DSP, whereas Helix just came out with a big update, the 6.0 point whatever. So yeah, I would go Helix. Plus you have more options. You have to keep in mind though, with the Helix, it's 4 ohm or 2 ohm, there's no bridging. So if you need to bridge something, not the Helix. Do I need RCAs for a key 200.4? No, a key 200.4 is high level or low level in, so it doesn't really matter. So if you have a factory radio and you're going to connect to it, no, you just connect to it. Now, if you are going to be doing out of a key lock into the 200.4, then you'll need a set of RCAs because the key lock has RCA outputs. So realistically, all you need is the male ends for the RCAs because for the RCAs on the 200.4 because it's a wired output. So what we would do is we would just solder on tips, plug those into the key lock because we can like make them any shape or do anything we want with them. So that was for part of the testing we were doing last night. So you could just order a set of, go to AudioControl's website. Or, yeah, I think there's a new Epic Big 4. I don't know. Anyways. The Audison build you did a few weeks back, why did the customer pick that over an Arc Audio Blackbird and a Nighthawk? That is a fantastic question because his friend told him to go with Audison. It's that simple. His friend said, hey, you should go with Audison. And he said, okay. And that's all right. You know, I totally was, you know, I said, are you sure? And he said, sure. I said, okay. And that's what we did. And everyone, I mean, at the end of the day, he was happy. We were happy. You know, so it sounded great. That's all that matters, right? But that's why he went with it. No, because originally we had put him together a system with a Blackbird and a Nighthawk. And yeah, it just, what he wanted to do, that worked out in his brain better. So, you know, it's fine. I mean, we sell both, so it didn't matter to me.
What are we looking for?
Supposing there's a new Epic. Big 4.
Big 4?
Yeah, hold on.
Epic 4.
So there's
Big 4.
Epic Big 4.
Right there.
Yeah.
This is 800 watts. The other one is 1400 watts.
Yeah. So there's an Epic Big 4. Apparently it has bandpass filters and all kinds of stuff.
I'm pretty sure.
1400 watts of power.
1400 watts.
Ooh, we got to get one of those.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll check that out. I'll give a call to Matthew and see if we can get our hands on one of those. Audio integrity subs, any good? Do you have any audio integrity? Anything? Are those the ones that all the SQ guys use? Or do they use... Actually, I don't know. I'm sorry. Replace factory bass audio door and dash. And yeah, you can get this out of here. And a 25 RAM with lower ohm drivers, hoping to get a bit more volume. Now I start losing audio from the dash speakers at volumes over 3/4. Thoughts, clipping? Yes. So yeah, you've overdriven the amplifier, basically is what has happened. Might not have been the best idea. So yeah, so my guess is what you'd want to do is put the factory mid bass back in the door because that's the one that is the least improved. And have a seat. Put the factory mid bass back in and leave the dash speaker. That'll give you what we would. That would give you that. Have you seen the new Scar SA amps? Great design. I have seen them. Yes. We've been talking with them about other things lately. If you saw the show, you saw we had this little box, and we hope they're not going to make that. Thank God. It's so bad. How much of the brutal strip rubber stuff do you use to deal up wire going through a firewall grommet? I am concerned if I use too much, I will go gooey and make a mess over time. So that's the really nice stuff about, he's talking about the 3M strip caulk. We keep it right here now. We do keep it in the air conditioning up front. And usually we just use one strip of it. Sometimes I get a little carried away with it and I will use 2 strips of it. As far as it getting too gooey, it'll never get too gooey. It'll never turn out to do anything other than what it is. As long as you don't touch it, it'll never do anything. Manufacturers actually use this stuff in their cars, like on the G-Wagon? The G-Wagon, actually, they use that stuff for some of their factory molding underneath the hood. It is crazy. So, yeah.
Hi.
What's up, midget? Bro, you 6'7"?
No. What's that?
Dude, he doesn't know what 6'7" is. Anyways, oh, hey Austin. Sue. Oh wow, Thank you. You're welcome. All right, so here's a question for you. I like to listen to my 80s and 90s hip hop and 80s freestyle. Will an ID Max be good for that type of music? What do you think? Yes or no? What do you think? You think it will?
Yeah.
You think it will? Yeah, ID Max, big surround, big 12. Yeah, image dynamic, old school, still made by the same guy who invented it. Crazy. Yeah, right? I mean, dude, stuff was, he made this thing back in like early 2000. Yeah, you know how old he is? I mean, he's older than you. This thing has been on the planet longer than you have.
What?
ID Max.
What is an ID Max?
The image dynamic, ID Max.
Probably, before me.
Of course, no, it wasn't before you.
Yes.
No, the guy still makes them. ID Max is a fantastic driver. Something like that, there again, I would probably recommend going. I would do the ID Max. It's a fantastic driver. Fantastic. I might also look into getting an epicenter, because that's literally when the height of epicenter is for that 80s and 90s. Okay. Anything.
So this is the horn that they were in that car?
There was a horn, but the ID Max was not the horn. The ID Max was the subwoofer. Image Dynamic did make horns, yes.
No, the ones that we went to the Alabama SQ show.
They had horns. Those were the things under the dash. With
Right,
Image
so
Dynamic
that's what the guy said. That they still make those horns that
Well,
go
no,
under the dash?
No, but there is a Facebook page where some people are starting to 3D print some of the classic stuff. So there's like a compression driver. Yeah. Oh no. I got into it because of Wayne.
Yeah.
Mike's boss.
Yeah.
He's big into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of guys are starting to 3D print those because I had a set. I absolutely hated them, and I hate the way they sound. I will not. I just hate them with a passion. Never enjoyed them. Even the ones we heard in Alabama, I go, oh goody, he's got compression horns.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Those.
Yeah, those. Yeah. They suck. In my personal opinion, and only mine. Pioneer TS tweeters, why is it recommended to cross it over at 7K at 60B?
That's the question. He knows.
No.
Do you know?
How would I know that?
Bro, it's 6.7, bro. 6.7.
6.7.
6.7. Anyways, because it's 60B. It's not recommended. It's just a cheap way of doing it. They can get away with just putting like a 3.3 microfarad capacitor in there, or a 2.2. And a single capacitor is 6 dB. A cap and a coil, or capacitor and a coil, is 12 dB. So that costs more money to build. So they assume that you can go out and buy an inexpensive cap or base blocker, or call it whatever you want. You know, they still make those. You can still buy them. They're extremely cheap. And yes, at 6 dB, they're about 7K. Now keep in mind, 7K at 6 dB, that does not mean you're not going to hear 35 or it's going to play down low, because that slope is next to nothing compared to, let's say, 12 dB. At 12 dB, you could bump it down to probably 32 or 3.2 or 3.5 at 12 dB. But now you have to find somebody that's going to make you a cap and a coil, and that's a lost art. People aren't doing that anymore. So yeah, that's why they tell you 6 dB at 7,000. Now, if you have a DSP that's an electronic crossover, by all means, if you can figure out what the FS is of the tweeter, then you can multiply that by 2 and use a Linkwitz Riley crossover at 24 dB. See, 32, 76, 67. Anyways, 6.7. Anyways, you can cross it over Linkwitz Riley 24 dB at a much lower crossover point, because it's much steeper. I mean, it's going to roll off. It's going to lower the volume faster. So when you look at that 6 dB crossover, it's 6 dBs per octave. So let's say it's 95 dBs at 0. It's 95 dBs at 0, 7K. 6 dB per octave down, that means half of 7, that it's 35 or 3.5, 3,500. Okay, it's going to be 6 dBs less, so it's going to be 89 dBs at that frequency. Go down another 6 dB, another octave, that's going to be, what's half of 35? What's half of 35?
Half of 35.
Yeah, what's half of 35? Just ballpark it, man. What do you think? Well, what's half of 30?
10.
Half of 30.
Oh.
I want his math.
Yeah, close.
I'll give you 10.
Same thing.
If we're splitting 30, I will give you 10 every time. So half of that's going to be 17.5. And at that, it's another 6 dBs down, which takes us to, it's 80, what is it, 80? Yeah, you get my point. Okay, math, yeah, it was 89, so half 6 dBs from 89 is 83, so 83 dBs. So you still got plenty of volume. That's how that works. It's pretty crazy. Can you 3D print a Morel ad? Probably.
Can you 3D print?
Yeah, like a Morel logo. Yeah, for an ad. So you can just hold it up and be like, hey, this show is brought to you by...
Say morelhifi.com.
MorelHiFi.com.
Bro, you got to really sell it. That's not selling it. Give us some energy.
Go visit.
Dude, man, come on. I'm just playing. I just shot some
Come on,
people in
you
my
gotta
video
say,
game.
Go visit.
Come on, man.
Visit
Hi-Fi.
MorelHiFi.com.
It's not high five. It's hi-fi.
Hi-Fi.
HiFi.com.
There you go.
We're not getting paid for this one. Definitely not getting paid for this one.
Definitely not.
No, that was weak. They were like, hi, well, yes. Okay. Anyone watching on the new Instagram iPad app? I'm losing audio and have ruled out everything except the app. Oh, no, I haven't done that. Wow, sorry to hear that. Anyways.
It's the new software.
Is it the new software?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, to upgrade early adopters?
I mean, they just released a new one.
I never update.
Really?
It'll be months before
No,
I update.
updates by itself.
No, but when you do major OS updates, you have to okay it. It'll be a while before I update. I'm not fast.
Yeah.
Don't drop it.
Yeah, then.
All right, so anyways, that's what's going on. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. We'll be back doing other crazy stuff.
Yes.
This monkey will be in school, thank God.
I'm not a monkey.
No?
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Lives in Spain.
Espanol.
Well, yeah, but like he's a Spaniard.
No, he's really good.
Yeah. No. Here it is, guys. Told you we were gonna have a 300Z today, and we have a 86. 86. This thing is this thing is in amazing shape for an 86. Would you not agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So this thing is fantastic. Motor's pretty clean. Car's pretty clean. I'm sure it's been painted. I don't know. It looks good. What are we doing to it? Now that's where the fun comes in. Okay, so where to begin? First thing is, as you saw, it has T-tops. T-tops go here. And he wants to be able to take the T-tops off and put them here. That means we have this. Now, this is sitting like this, but I'm going to build some legs for it. And we're going to flip it upside down so that it's not facing like this, so it doesn't look like a subwoofer. So that'll be later on. We'll do that. This is a classic. This is the 86, man. This is totally a classic. Anyways, now this is where the fun part comes in. So he listens to cassettes. This is a kid or young person. Anyways, everyone's a kid when you're older than them, right? So he listens to cassettes. So the radio has to stay because he wants to jam out to his cassettes. So this had an amplifier, and the keyless entry system sits right here. For those of you that don't know this car or worked on this car, and it's designed to sit in this little pan so that when you spill something, everything goes into those two things until he screws them up. So we're not going to keep the pan, and he's already disconnected the keyless entry system because, well, it's a piece of crap. But this is the keyless entry system here. This would sit like this, and it would get destroyed. This is the amplifier, and if you see that guy right there, some of you might know what that is. That's a DIN connector. So think of this as, 1.0 priority. I can't even say the word. Anyways, so the radio would have a DIN connector, and that's where all our signal would come from. And then these are the speaker outs. This amp actually works off accessory power. It wasn't even constant 12 volts back then. So this would sit like that, and this would get wet, this would get wet, and it would all get destroyed. Luckily, this all still works, but we're taking it out anyways. So this is coming out, these are already out, and we're gonna use that space for this guy right here. So this is getting a key, 200.4, and an LC1I. The LC1I is the line driver in this because this has like no signal output. So we need to up it so that we're using it as a line driver. So this will be a line driver that's going to feed the key. Now, here's where the fun part comes in, because the key, there's no pink noise on cassettes anywhere. There's no like my disc on cassette. The name of the CD we would use is my disc. So I'd have to go find my tape, right, Fernando?
That's correct.
So we're actually gonna just feed it with a phone when we're done and do it that way, which ought to be interesting. The signal's actually pretty flat coming out of the radio. Best we can tell. Can't run pink noise through it because they, again, don't have a cassette. And it doesn't have an aux jack or anything like that. So, line driver is going to power the key. We've already actually had it in the vehicle working because we had to, that DIN cable that we just saw, we had to make an adapter that went from the DIN cable to RCA into this amplifier. And that's how we know we didn't have enough signal to power the amplifier, because we had the gains all the way cranked and we were getting almost no sound out of it. But once we put the LC1I in there, turn the voltage up, came to life. It actually doesn't sound pretty bad considering he likes to play cassettes. I prefer purple noise over pink. Fair enough. So where we're at on this is Fernando is got the new speakers in here. So this got 4 KS 6.5s. Those actually fit into this door. We went through the stock room trying to find the best speaker we could to go in here. Now this actually has these factory tweeters here, or it did. Anyways, this is now going to be powered off of the amplifier. These will be powered off the amplifier and everything will be fantastic. We're going to do a front rear with the key instead of just a front stage upgrade. He doesn't want to muck up the car, so we don't want to add, like he's like, I don't want to put like tweeters here, that would look weird, and we can't sink them in because this is a solid piece of metal right here and the door panel is only this thick. So that was the other thing, we had to go with very shallow speakers. That's why the KS was perfect for this. But yeah, so this is where we're at on here. So fun. Zip ties. There we go. Zip ties. And his little cool book here. Oh yeah, there you go. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air cassette. Nice. So we're gonna be finishing this up, and that'll be that. We'll probably have this done sometime tomorrow. But yeah, we were doing a whole bunch of testing. I don't know. I got anything else. But that's really, so that's what's happening in the bay today. Fernando, you got anything?
I mean, we can put tweeters under the dash.
No, I already looked.
No.
Yeah, we'd have to pull the whole dash out.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It does not sound like fun.
Yeah.
What's up, homies? Mike.
Oh, that's Mike.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from Mike in a while. Okay, there we go. Now we're at equal heights. So that's what's going on with the 300Z. It should be pretty fun. It gets pretty loud. Now we just have to clean it up. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's got the power wire he's dealing with right now. Yeah, I mean, you know, those old shock tower speakers, yeah, they suck. What really sucked is the next version of this car, because you did have to take, it was like a half grill, and so you had to take the whole tower off. Even though the grill popped off, it was like a tease because the speaker, the screw on this side was covered by it. So if you were, you know, you could, yeah, if you were like, now I would hate to do that because the car would probably crack in half. I've been hiding from you guys for no reason. Thanks, Mike. Thanks. We appreciate it. You know, Lance does. Angel. So, yeah, that's really about it. The plan is get this done either tonight or tomorrow morning, and then, because Paul's gone, Paul took off, so the actual retail side of things is going to be closed.
So you have to call Dean for anything that you want.
Dean has been on the phone all day today.
I will put his phone number in here.
Please don't call me. But the plan then is to get the CNC machine into place and at least get it into place. Turning it on would be amazing, but getting it into place would be a big accomplishment because that would be good.
Yeah.
So if we can get it into place, turning it on, we can take our time to do that. But I need to get it off the floor. So that'll be cool. And then Tuesday we have the rest of the wire racks coming in, so that will be good. And then
Thursday?
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
They'll be here Tuesday. So things are moving along. Always busy in the install bay, which is wonderful. Hi, Haley.
Yeah, always.
But that's it. I know. Not that much happening. If you're in the 300Zs, you're going to love this. As soon as we get this thing on and playing, we'll come back on and we'll show you what it sounds like with a cassette. How does that sound? But before we do that, Fernando.
I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
I know you're tired. I can tell. You've been very tired all day.
I don't know why.
I don't either. But go ahead and cut a promo for us.
But
yes.
Forget about
the fact that you're tired. Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like
it
to.
would be cool if we can put the.
I tried.
The
They wouldn't. Well, they wouldn't fit.
I know because of the dome.
Yeah, and I was actually looking at a set. We would have had to go 5 1/4.
Oh, make a new grill.
Which he didn't want to do.
Correct.
Yeah.
But
yes,
if you have a classic, just like this 86, not specific this one, but a classic, go to morelhifi.com. That's the place that you can find those beautiful carbon nano.
Virtus carbon nanos.
That's what they call?
Yeah, they're called
Yeah,
Virtus carbon
there you
nanos. Coaxials or components, or even a 3-way set.
No, the two-way set. So morelhifi.com, that's the place that you can find those speakers.
Yeah, you want to deal with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, that's it for now. He forgot. I guess he's really tired. I don't know. He's been quiet all day. We'll have to dig into it and see what's going on. You guys, oh, look at that. I got plastic in my hair. What's left of it anyways. Anyways, you guys have a great rest of your day. morelhifi.com. See you. Bye. All right, classic car guys. Here it is. 86 300Z. Ooh, Zed. Ooh. This thing is all set. You know, I will give Nissan props because every one of these, it's like, who wants to work on one of these? They make these things so tight. And it's pretty incredible for a V6. They just jam that guy in there. But that's not what we're working on today. We're finishing up. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. We have finished up the audio in this. So for speakers, we have 4 Kenwood Exelon 6.5s in the factory locations. They fit, everything works, windows go up and down, door panel went on, they don't rattle, and all this fun stuff. Source unit, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, you'd keep the factory cassette player. Because, why not? He likes cassettes. He's going retro. I just want to say right now, for anybody out there that wants to do a cassette player, don't. It's stupid. CDs, MP3s, anything but a cassette player. Silly. But hey, he likes it, and that's all that matters, so that's what he got. All right, back to this. All right, underneath our power plant is the LC1i Pro is in here because this is where the factory amplifier exists. So this harness that you see we made to plug into our speakers, we integrated into the factory DIN connector. The LC1i is acting as a line driver and line conditioner because it can handle it better than this can. And the amount of signal that comes out of there is like 200 milliamps, it seems like. I don't even think it's like half. It's the bare minimum you can put out of a player into something. So we need this to step up that signal and make it usable, and also clean up the remote turn on, clean up the signal. Like this thing is working its ass off right now to make this usable. And that is going into the key 200.4. Now, as you know, it's a cassette player, and I did think about this last night. We talked about it yesterday, and I was like, I need to run pink noise, and I don't have a cassette with pink noise, obviously. But what I could have used, and if this ever happens again, which it better not, because I haven't put a cassette deck in or used a cassette deck in probably 25, 30 years, 25 years, probably 25 years. I could get a cassette to aux jack. So that's what I'll buy next time if I ever have to do this again, which I don't know why I would, because I haven't done it before. And like a millennia, it feels like, but it's not. Anyways, so what we did is we took a normal key unadulterated harness. Like this one is all molded into the RCAs and stuff. So we just took a normal one, put the aux to USB-C, played the phone's pink noise and EQ'd it that way. That way we could EQ it for the cabin of the vehicle. This has an EQ on it also, which is pretty cool. So we were able to do all our nonsense and get it to sound actually really, really good. Right, Fernando?
That's correct.
That is correct. So that is what's happening here. Subwoofer wise, I've done a ton of them. I'll bring you one of the... yeah, you might need to, Jeff. Dude, I was trying to think about where I could get one this morning, and like I was thinking maybe 7-Eleven or something, but then I was like, I think this will work just fine. So for sub, and besides, what I really want from you is that microphone thing for the Helix. Just saying, I have money. I caught alive. What's up, Brad?
Hey.
Okay, I was going to go with an audio control amplifier with a built-in DSP and was recommended to go with the Helix, but that's a big difference in price. Is there anything in between you could recommend? See, that's the funny thing, because you're right, there is a big difference in price, and the reason for that big difference in price is the DSP. Now, Helix makes a plethora of price points. They make the M, okay, which is the cheaper version of it. A little bit bigger, it's not the small footprint, and is pretty close in price, within a couple $100 of the audio control. Now, if you're looking at like the higher end Helix stuff, yeah, it's kind of more, but the M stuff has the same DSP. It's a little bit bigger form factor. You might want to check that out. And also, of course, Arc Audio has the new X2 805. And there again, it's a couple $100 more, but they're different. So like it depends which audio controller you're going to go with. Like they don't make a 5-channel, they make an 8-channel. Helix makes a 6-channel, not a 5-channel. So it really depends what you were going to do. They do make a 4-channel, they make a 6-channel, they make an 8-channel. You know, so now if you wanted to go straight power, even that, you're looking at, you know, like a base high-end DSPs start about $550, you know, both in the Arc and in the Helix. So yeah, I mean, but you're paying for that better DSP, and even though it is harder software, in the end it's much easier software, both of them. So in my mind, it is worth waiting until you have the money to buy one, as opposed to just settling.
What's up, Benjamin?
But that's just me. Okay, moving back to this. I'm flying to Canada now. What's up? Oh, he's going to the mothership, MSC, Helix. Moscone Pico. There again, price point, better DSP. I agree, love the Picos. All right, now for sub on this is the P308, and you'll notice it's upside down. Why is it upside down? Well, because there again, we want it over in the corner, and if for some reason you look in the trunk, yeah, it's got wires going to it, but at first glance, it just looks like a box in the trunk. And so it is down firing, has these cool legs that we printed last night before we left, or we designed last night before we left. It printed last night. So we have these 4 legs that are there to keep the subwoofer down firing and out of the way. Hold that for, yeah, I was gonna say, hold on. Put this guy back in place. It's got a long enough wire to where it can go anywhere it wants.
And that's what he wanted. He wanted to move it.
You know, this is a really cool place. However, this is where he had his cassette box. We got Rolling in the Air is by the Beach Boys. We got, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so anyways, we got the cassette box. I'm sure he's getting ready to fill up. Let's hope he doesn't keep that anywhere near his subwoofer. Magnets, I know, it's crazy. These are the speakers that we took out. And the reason why the kickers these are the kickers we went with. We went with the KSC 650s. They make two versions of this. This is the smaller basket. You can tell because it has these little feet that stick out like this. That allows it to go into something that is a 6-inch, because this is a 6-inch, maybe 6 1/4, but it's very shallow. And also this is about as tall. Like if you look at this, how this is inset like this, we can't use anything that brings this speaker out, because then the door panel will hit it. This is actually like the precursor to a fast ring back in '86. This is what they would have done, and not know why. We wouldn't know why they did it, but that's why they did it. And this would keep the speaker, because they know when this speaker moves, it'll never move out past this metal lip, and that'll keep that door panel from hitting it. So we have to respect that when we're replacing these speakers, or our speakers will hit. And so that's why we went with the kicker, because the kicker does have this plastic ring that goes around it, but that is not lifting the speaker out. So the surround actually sits on the metal basket, just like this one, which allows it to go deeper into the door. It seems silly, but these are the things that are the difference between rattly and non-rattly. So the KS won the day. Thank God they still make a speaker like that to go into these cars. And of course, this turned out to be a really nice power plant to power everything small, compact, went where the factory stereo was, factory amplifier was. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so this is what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it matter how far the speaker is from the floor?
No, basically not really.
No, not that one.
The thing is I would love to have 3.5 inches or 3 inches. There is, I'm sure, a formula that someone will come up with and tell you that, there's so many inches from the dust cap and all this other stuff. But the reality is like when you look at truck boxes and things like that, somebody's having a bad day, there's the fire truck. You just want to make sure there's adequate space so that the speaker can breathe and make some noise. Some people will say half of this or a quarter of that. Sure. This is like 2.5 inches. It's an 8-inch driver. The port is out the side here. And these things just hammers as always. So it's perfect. And the reason why we went with the 8, because we have lots of room. But this area here is for the T-tops. And so, if he's out cruising with his girl and he's like, hey man, I want to, if he can put his T-tops back here.
Yeah, all right. Let's. Where are we going?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on. So this guy's done. We just got to get the seat bolted in, which we'll do now. We wanted to show that stuff to you. Let's see it in action. So here's the thing. No, because we only have cassettes, and all the cassettes are music that you can't listen to on Instagram. So
Copyright music.
It's all copyright music, so we can't do that, because then they'll just shut the stream down, and then it's not like we can play some DRM stuff in there. Now, if I would have asked Jeff a couple weeks ago and he would have sent me the cassette to aux jack, we'd be okay. You wanted to say topless.
They have it on Best Buy. That's what he said.
Oh, they probably do, but I'm done. So
yeah,
and like I want to walk around Best Buy to find that.
Hey, do you have a cassette?
It's probably right next to Fallen Hopes and Dreams.
So you're gonna go there and you're gonna say, "Do you have a cassette?" And they're like, "What?" I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's gonna be, "What are those, dude? I think my dad might have one. I don't know." Could it?
That's a game.
Yeah, it's a cassette boy, bro. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, it's gnarly. That's not even an appropriate imitation, because I'm old and that's my reference point.
But then you gotta go deeper.
No. Okay, so now that this is done, we call the customer. He's going to come get it here in a couple hours. We are actually going to... The retail store is closed today. We were just in here to finish this car up. And that's that, which is cool.
Yeah, done.
iSimple for the win, right? I know, they did, yes. I think I threw them all away. Like, we did have some, but when we moved... Those were some of the things I threw them in the trash can with the Beretta dash kits. Anyways, so there it is. It's starting to go together. One thing we just figured out, which I was kind of afraid of, is this is not a big enough top. So we are on our way to Lowe's to pick up a butcher board top that is 6 feet by 39 inches, which is the exact size we need it to be. So that is next. We're gonna go take the Tahoe.
Actually, this is the 3D printer. You see, this is the nozzle right here. It's just gonna move.
That's a new massage chair. For factory integration with a Blackbird, would you go high level or use a kicker key or low level signal, front, mid bass, or full range? But the front, mid bass, or full range. Listen, the Blackbird has a full EQ, time alignment, all pads, everything you could possibly want to DEQ any factory signal. It's there, you can use it. If you don't want to have to go through all of that, then you can use a key lock. Okay, that's why I use a key lock. Like, I don't want to spend any time doing de-equalization. I'm just gonna let this cool tool do it for me. And when you say full range, I'm assuming you mean bandwidth wise. It's, you know, it's a full bandwidth, and there's just equalization applied to it. So if you haven't checked for all pass filters, then you'd have to check for those after the fact, and then do those if you want to do time alignment. Whereas a key lock will just do all that stuff for you and make it easy on any amplifier, whether it's an ARC, you name it, it'll do it. There again, all the higher end stuff does have de-equalization built into it. You just have to go through and set it up. So that's why in some cases you'll see we put a Blackbird in and we also put a key lock, because we're lazy. That's really what it comes down to. We're lazy. It's cheaper for me to do that than to spend the time to DEQ it. Yeah. So, robots win the day. Get that CNC done. That's the plan. Dean, I want you and Anna to get my system right. Well, I mean, we're not going to get it wrong. It's up to you. Is it sound dampening on the engine hood?
No.
No, they didn't do that yet. Which is kind of weird, right? You'd think they would put the thermal on there? I don't know. I mean, it's an 86. Let's just be happy it still starts in the morning. Are you not going to be at World Finals? No. We have a show that we're doing before World Finals that we didn't realize was the same week. And so the time, we're not.
And then you traveling a lot?
Yeah, we're not going to make it. 2025 GMC standard cab non-Bose. Eliminate fade exhaust sound from adding a sub system. Have you figured out how to do it? Because nobody else has. If you're asking us how to do it, it's programmed in from that's a dealer programmed or a manufacturer programmed feature. There's no more wire, is basically what I'm getting at. So it's on all the time. The nice thing is it's really not that bad. Like, we've actually had to do one, and the customer's like, I don't care, put subs in my car. And we're like, okay. And it's really not that bad. Like, if you have the volume at 0, you hear it. If the volume is at like 3 to 5, it just falls into the back as kind of like you don't. It's not like it doesn't do any of that. It's just as kind of like So it's not terrible. It sucks. Yeah. But it just depends on how bad they want bass, because right now there's nothing you can do. Supposedly in the owner's manual somewhere they say that you can take it back to the dealer and it's supposed to be able to shut that off, which is in the owner's manual. But most dealerships will be like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Team got everything in hand for your JVC install. Yes, actually I did. The dash kit came. Ooh, my ear just popped. The dash kit came in the other day. I think we put it. Did we put it next to the radio? Okay, so it's next to the radio. So yeah, we'll probably start that here soon, very soon. We have a video we have to do. I might do it next. I might start it next week. Actually, the unboxing and stuff, because we have the new kicker. You'll love this, Bob. The new LX 4-channel. Ooh, we're gonna start that. Educate you guys on all the cool features, and that's coming up. So, and then of course we got to get to the JVC so I can get a radio in my car. And then the next thing to follow that is the Falcon. All right, listen, that's it. That's all we got time for today. We got to get stuff going because we got a lot of stuff to do in a short time to get there. Smoking the Bandit style. Fernando, what do you want to say? Hold on.
If you're not looking for a CNC machine or a 3D printer, go to morelhifi.com because they have plenty speakers and amplifiers for you. That doesn't make sense, right?
That makes total sense.
Anyway, go to morelhifi.com. That's the place that you can find that amazing sound. Amazing sound that you're looking for. Even a Bluetooth speaker. It's party on. morelhifi.com. That's the place that you can find. This is the prize sponsor of the 5 minutes, 5 star.
Mel, have a great day. Also, Bobby, stay safe. You guys have a
Bye,
wonderful day. Bye.